và trường Shannon College of Hotel Management được tổ chức bởi công ty PHC EduLinks ngày hôm nay. Thì lời đầu tiên thì xin tự giới thiệu, tôi tên là Gấm Hương, là phụ trách văn phòng Hà Nội của PHC. Và lời đầu tiên thì cũng xin thay mặt công ty PHC cũng như là đại diện từ hai trường, xin gửi lời trân trọng biết ơn đến tất cả các anh chị các bạn đã dành thời gian một buổi tối ngày hôm nay để tham dự chương trình cùng với chúng tôi. Và cũng xin chúc tất cả chúng ta sẽ có một buổi tối rất là nhiều niềm vui, những cái thông tin hữu ích, và sẽ mong là chúng ta sẽ có những cái sự trao đổi, đúng không ạ? Trao đổi tương tác với nhau trong suốt quá trình hội thảo ngày hôm nay, hội thảo webinar ngày hôm nay. Thì trong Zoom ngày hôm nay thì Gấm Hương biết là có cả các phụ huynh, cũng có cả các bạn học sinh. Thì Gấm Hương xin phép xưng tên mình là Gấm Hương và xin gọi chung tất cả các anh chị các bạn là các bạn. Và hôm nay thì cái tiêu đề của hội thảo đấy là những ngành nghề không thể thay thế bởi trong thời đại AI ạ. Vậy thì nếu mà được chọn một ngành nào mà chắc chắn sẽ không thể thay thế bởi AI thì không biết là mọi người sẽ nghĩ đến ngành gì? Có những nghề mà cho dù là có AI nhưng mà chúng ta vẫn không thể thiếu được, đúng không ạ? Không thể thiếu được con người, yếu tố con người ở đấy. Ví dụ như là những cái ngành nghề, ví dụ như là có những ngành nghề liên quan đến trải nghiệm này, đến cảm xúc này, đến chuyên môn, đúng không ạ? Như là làm về du lịch này, làm về tổ chức sự kiện này, hoặc là những cái ngành như là tài chính, kế toán và rất là nhiều những cái ngành khác nữa. Thế thì ngày hôm nay thì chúng tôi rất là vinh dự được giới thiệu đến hai trường. Trường đầu tiên là trường Griffith College. Griffith College là một trường đã được thành lập từ năm 1974, là một trường tư thục rất là lâu đời và danh tiếng nhất ở Ireland, và họ có campus ở ba thành phố lớn, đó là Dublin, Cork và Limerick. Và trường cũng có ngành thế mạnh rất là lớn về ngành gọi là hospitality, tức là ngành dịch vụ đấy ạ. Về ngành dịch vụ này, ngành du lịch này, ngành quản lý sự kiện này, và cả ngành tài chính kế toán. Thì chúng ta đã vừa được cùng nhau xem hai cái câu chuyện của hai bạn, đúng không ạ? Hai bạn Việt Nam đã rất là thành công khi học thạc sĩ về tài chính kế toán tại trường Griffith. Và bên cạnh đó thì trường cũng có một cái hệ sinh thái kết nối với rất là nhiều cái doanh nghiệp đối tác quốc tế, được hưởng lương và có cái mô hình lớp học rất là tương tác cao. Trường thứ hai là trường Shannon College of Hotel Management. Thì trường được thành lập từ năm 1951, là một trường thuộc trường University of Galway. Đây là một trong những trường khách sạn danh giá nhất thế giới, rất là có uy tín, và gần như 100% sinh viên có thực tập quốc tế, có hưởng lương ở châu Âu trong cái quá trình học ấy ạ. Vâng. Và có cái tỷ lệ ra trường có việc làm cũng rất là cao. Thì có trường cũng có những cái chương trình rất là hay mà lát nữa chắc là sẽ được nghe trực tiếp chia sẻ từ trường. Thì ở đây cũng đấy là những cái lời giới thiệu ban đầu để tất cả chúng ta có thể gọi là có một cái hình dung chung về hai ngôi trường mà hôm nay có đại diện sẽ chia sẻ ngày hôm nay trong webinar. Còn đơn vị tổ chức hôm nay thì PHC EduLinks cũng rất là vui khi được gặp gỡ và giao lưu với tất cả các anh chị các bạn hôm nay. Thì PHC đã có 16 năm kinh nghiệm tư vấn du học các nước, và đặc biệt là ở Ireland thì PHC là đối tác duy nhất tại Việt Nam đạt cái chuẩn ECG 00033 của tư vấn du học Ireland. Và chúng tôi cũng hàng năm thì có cái lượng học sinh rất là lớn đi sang du học ở Ireland và các nước, với tỷ lệ visa đậu đến 9%. Và cũng rất là cảm thấy vô cùng hạnh phúc khi được nhìn những câu chuyện thành công của các bạn khi đi du học, như là những cái câu chuyện mà vừa được chia sẻ với tất cả các anh chị các bạn hôm nay. Thì đấy là những cái câu chuyện của những học sinh của PSC đi suốt một lộ trình. Có những bạn là từ cấp 3 rồi đại học, rồi thậm chí sau đấy thì có cả học bổng thạc sĩ tiến sĩ nữa. Thì rất là hạnh phúc khi mà được tham dự cùng với cả mọi người trong cái hành trình như vậy. Và ngày hôm nay thì Gấm Hương xin phép chia sẻ qua về chương trình của webinar ngày hôm nay ha. Mình có Vâng, trước khi mà đến với cả cái phần chương trình ạ, thì mình có cái phần là nếu mà ở đây có các anh chị hay các bạn mà chúng ta cần cái phần dịch ấy, thì ở trong Zoom họ có một cái từ chính tính năng gọi là show captions hoặc là hiển thị phụ đề. Thì mình có thể bấm vào đây và mình chọn tiếng Việt ạ, Vietnamese hoặc là tiếng Việt. Thì lúc đó là những cái lúc mà mọi người nói diễn giả nói bằng tiếng Anh á, là mình cũng sẽ vẫn có cái phần tiếng Việt phụ đề cùng một lúc. Thì cái đoạn này là nếu mà ai cần thì mình có thể bật ha. Còn nội dung ngày hôm nay thì sẽ có hai trường đại diện của trường Griffith và đại diện viện của trường Shannon sẽ trình bày chia sẻ. Sau đó thì chúng ta sẽ có một cái phần mini game là gọi là trên cao hút về thông tin về các trường. Và phần này là phần rất là hấp dẫn và thú vị. Thành ra là hy vọng mọi người sẽ dành thời gian ở lại tham dự cùng. Và chúng tôi cũng có những cái phần quà rất là thú vị dành cho những cái người chiến thắng trả lời nhanh nhất và đúng nhất ạ. Và cuối cùng thì sẽ là phần Q&A. Thì ai có câu hỏi thì mình có thể đăng vào cái mục chat ấy, Sau đó thì đến cuối chương trình thì chúng ta sẽ có cái khoảng thời gian giao lưu và có thể hỏi bằng tiếng Anh hoặc tiếng Việt. Chỉ có chị Minh Hằng là giám đốc của công ty PHC và đại diện các trường sẽ cùng giải đáp với cả giao lưu với cả các anh chị các bạn. À, vâng, và ngay bây giờ thì để bắt đầu chương trình thì Hương xin phép mời đại diện đầu tiên từ trường Griffith College là anh Michael Stewart sẽ có cái phần chia sẻ của mình. Please welcome Michael from Griffith and over to you.
Hello.
Yes.
This is designed to ensure the best audio quality experience during
Oh,
the Zoom meeting.
excuse me, I'm just gonna
Once the test is
come out of
complete,
that.
you will see the results on the screen. Thank you.
Just let me try one more time. Share sound. There we go. Okay, so thank you very much indeed. Thank you for showing those very nice videos of our alumni that have graduated in the last year or two. I think they're very recent graduates and excellent students, excellent student profile. And of course, they got fabulous assistance from PHC applying for their visa. They came and studied. They studied very well, and as you see, they are now working in Ireland and continuing their careers. So, thanks very much for sharing that good news. I presume you have spoken about Ireland. Maybe the people on the call already know about Ireland. So, I'm going to talk about Griffith College. Griffith College is where I am at the moment. I'm on our Dublin campus, but we have campuses in Dublin, Cork, and Limerick. And we have many, many things that you can study. If you look on the left-hand side of the screen, you can probably see that we study, you can take business degrees with us at bachelor degree and master degree level. We have creative arts and screen media, journalism, media, communications, law, design, computing science. And all of them have bachelor degrees and master's degrees as well. So we've quite a range of programs. You can probably notice that, we've got a lot of creative stuff, but we've got a lot of solid business, law, computing as well. So maybe we will have something for the people who are on the call today. But if not, I'm sure they will find something suitable for them somewhere else in Ireland. So if I go into what we have here, I won't go through all the programs, folks, because that will take up a lot of time, but I'll just try and give you the highlights. And the first thing to notice that if you're coming to study business at Griffith College at a bachelor degree level, it takes 3 years to complete a bachelor degree, and that's to honours level. So 3 years instead of 4, that's quite good. And of course, every honours degree programme in Ireland that is on the interim list, the ILEP as we call it, entitles the student to a graduate visa. So if anybody's looking for a programme at bachelor degree level, they should be looking for an honours bachelor degree. That's the first thing. At Griffith College, we deliver most bachelor degrees in just 3 years, not 4. And if you look to the right-hand side of the screen, this will be difficult for you to understand, but where you see D, it means it runs on our Dublin campus, and where you see C, it means it runs on our core campus, and where you see a blue icon, that means it has a spring intake, red circle means that it has a September intake. So at a glance, you can tell what you can study, the duration of the course, what campus it's available on, and what the intake dates are. So for anybody looking at this today, I hope what you can see is flexibility. I know a lot of students coming from Vietnam will need to maybe improve their English first, maybe spend some time doing English language before they go on to their bachelor degree. And the flexibility here between intakes and campuses means that, students can apply and they can join all year round. So there's a flexibility there that I hope you will appreciate. So in Ireland, Griffith College is famous for a number of things, but you saw the graduate speaking earlier. Accounting and finance is one of those things. And if you're coming to Ireland and you're hoping for good opportunities after you graduate and you want to do something in the business field, well, accounting and finance is certainly a good option. But we've got business, HRM, marketing, we have tourism management there as well. So there are a variety of programs for you to choose from. In a slightly different faculty, we call this our Graduate Business School, or GBS, and maybe some of the people on the call today are interested in doing a master's program. Again, you can see the range of programs that we have. We have MBAs, we have international business management, global brand management, international business and law, procurement and supply chain management, which is very hot, an MSc in sustainable tourism and hospitality management, accounting and finance management, and pharmaceutical business management. But the key takeaway is there, you'll see that they're all level 9, which means they come with a 2-year graduate visa. That's to give you time to find a good job. And secondly, you can see that the duration is just 1 year. So if you want to do a master's in Ireland, unlike Vietnam or the US or many other places, it's just 1 year for a master's, not 2. So that's very important when you're talking about the cost and the time. And again, you will see for Griffith College, where you will see a D, it means it runs in our Dublin campus. If you see a C, it means it runs on our core campus. And if you see an L, it means it runs on our Limerick campus. So everything has a September intake. Everything has a February intake. So again, in terms of applying for your visa, maybe brushing up your English, you know, the next intake is never very far away. And yeah, there's some really cool stuff there. So what's hot in Ireland at the moment? Accounting is hot. Okay, accounting is very hot. Procurement and supply chain management is also very hot at the moment. A lot of people coming from all around the world to study these programs in Ireland with a view to starting their careers here too. So all of our programs are on the ILEP, that very important list that I mentioned. And so all of our masters come with a 2-year graduate visa, again, to give you the time to look for your job and hopefully start your career in Ireland. We're very limited in time, so I'm not sure what you can see here. But if you do go online and click on various things, you can see different videos of different activities. You can see different testimonials from students. So please explore when you get a chance. And if you have any questions, follow up with our PHC. PHC, by the way, folks, have been working with Griffith College far longer than I've been working with Griffith College. So they're pretty expert in everything and they can answer any questions that you might have. So business is always very popular with students from Vietnam, but more and more we're seeing people doing different things, things that maybe in the past parents in Vietnam wouldn't allow because, you know, you must do business or you must do engineering. But now in this world we live in of social media and creative technologies and animations and music and all this kind of stuff, now there are good jobs, good careers to be had in the creative industry sector as well. One of our best programs is our BA Hons in film, TV, and screen media production. Our faculty are fabulous. Again, it's a 3-year honors degree. And if you have time to explore our website, if you click on these little icons here, you will be able to see our actual student work, trailers of the movies they make. But I can tell you our students and our graduates are award winning, not just in student competitions, but in, you know, real film festivals. Our faculty are fabulous. And in this program, in the second year, there's 100 hours of compulsory industry placement. So in Ireland, yeah, there's lots of stuff being filmed, lots of stuff being made at the moment. So all our students during the program will get those 100 hours of actual industry experience while they're studying in second year. So if you're into video and film, if you want to make movies, or maybe some of your friends do, please let them know about this program. So again, in this Faculty of Journalism, Media and Communications, we have a traditional program, Communications and Media Production. This is about journalism, but also radio production, TV production, web authoring, etc. Yeah, a slightly higher level of English is required for that program, but we're seeing the English language level of students in Vietnam improving every year, so no reason not to consider this. But the next few programs are especially interesting. Our music production programs, I will go as far as saying there is nowhere better in the world to study this type of music program than at Griffith College. Our programs are hosted in Windmill Lane Studios, which is one of the most famous recording studios in the world. The biggest stars of Western music are in and out of the door, and that is your classroom. So all the faculty are producers and engineers that work with the best musicians in the world. And yes, it really is very, very special place to study if you're into music production or audio music technology. It's really very special. Also, we have creative technologies and digital art. Creative technologies and digital art, it's like games design, but for creative people. So we have computing further down in our presentation. And if you want to be a hardcore coder, if AI doesn't take all those coding jobs away, then yeah, these are programs. It's more about design, more about the creative side of games design rather than the technical coding side. Now, of course, there is coding in there. Of course, there is, but it's mostly about using other software to create games. Also, augmented reality, virtual reality, all those worlds that Mark Zuckerberg is betting on. Yeah, we're going to need people to build the metaverse, and creative technologies and digital art along with games design will certainly facilitate that. We also have animation, 3-year honors degree in animation, and we're trying to replicate the model there of Windmill Lane Studios, delivering it in a very, very exciting animation studio in Dublin, but we'll have more information about that later. So again, I know the vast majority of bachelor degree applications we see from Vietnam are for business, but please, if you have a passion for anything in these fields, talk to your parents, because there are good jobs, there are good careers, and if you do something that you love, then you will always find a way. I'm conscious that I'm talking a lot, but what else can I do? This is the format. So in our master's programs in our Faculty of Journalism and Media Communications, you can see what they are there. So journalism and digital communications, public relations and digital communications, and digital communications, podcasting and video. So maybe you can tell from the title there that these are relatively modern concepts, because in Ireland, degree programs cannot sit on the shelf. 5 years is the maximum amount of time you can have a degree program in Ireland without it being revalidated or updated and improved. So all of these programs are about a year since that process has been finished. So they're very up to date in terms of what communications, PR people, journalists need to be able to thrive in 2025 and beyond. So I mentioned what Griffith College is famous for. More and more, we're doing the creative stuff, but certainly accounting is something that we're very, very famous for. This is possibly another flagship faculty, if you like, because we are, here, sure, why not? I'll press some of the clip plus buttons. We're Law Faculty of the Year in 2023, the best student experience in a law faculty. And here's a couple of the reasons why. We are the only college outside the US to host a chapter of the Innocence Project. This is where students and faculty work together to get innocent people out of jail all around the world. It's a competitive process. Not everybody who applies gets to take part, but if you're good and you're good enough, you will be allowed to take part. You can do it as an extracurricular activity, or you can use it towards your graduation thesis. We also have internships in the Supreme Court of the state of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia, where students go over for a month every summer. Again, it's competitive, but no reason why a good student applying cannot get an offer of these places. So again, law is really, really good at Griffith College. We have a standard LLB. We have an LLB in commercial law and an LLB in criminal justice. And at master's level, we have LLMs in international law and commercial law, human rights law, criminal justice also. But if I can draw your attention to this master's, this MA in law, international law, does not require a law degree. So all of the LLMs that you see in front of you, you need to have already done a bachelor degree in law or at least 50% law in order to apply for an LLM. But with the MA in international law, if you come from a non-law background, you can take this program. So I think there are maybe a lot of people who are interested in business, that might have done a business degree in Vietnam, for example, but want to get more into the contract side of things, the negotiating side of things, arbitrage, international trade, for example. So if you're coming from a non-law background, but you want to get involved in that area, then MA in international law is possibly for you. So this gives me an opportunity to stop talking.
Always go a little further into the water than you feel you're capable of being in. I was delighted to come along tonight.
Congratulations on getting to this point, and congratulations on meeting your first really critical deadline, which was your grad show for tonight.
My time here in Griffith has been really successful, and I'm really happy with the friends and the colleagues that I've made over my time.
Ethics, very important. Okay, when you work, be careful what you are being asked.
So when you have time and you're into design, we have many ways for you to look at our student work. PHC can certainly send you PowerPoints and quick program guides. And when you see this little icon here, it means you can click on it and you can go and see our students' work. So if I click in here, it should bring me to fashion. And yeah, you can basically look at the work of our students from this year and previous years. And if you go in, you can see a little bit about their profile and ultimately watch a video of their work. And you can see we ain't messing around in Griffith College. So when a student graduates from fashion or interior architecture or graphic communication design, these guys are industry ready. These guys are industry ready. So they're producing work at a very professional standard, an excellent professional standard. And the work that they create in Griffith College, this is basically the portfolio that they're bringing into the world to show their talent. So in your own time, please go and explore all of our students' design work at Griffith College. So you can see the fashion design work, graphic communication design work, interior architecture. Here you will notice we have level 8s and level 7s. So ultimately, if you're coming from Vietnam, you want to be finishing with an honors degree, ons. So if you want to apply to go directly into the honors degree, you will need to submit a portfolio. If for some reason you cannot submit a portfolio or you don't want to submit a portfolio, then you can start in the level 7 program, for example, fashion design, complete 3 years. And then after 3 years, you can do 1 additional year of fashion design for your honors degree. But anyway, it's all there. If you can have a portfolio, you can complete your honors degree in 3 years in interior architecture, fashion design, or graphic communication design. And as you've seen from the little clip, I hope the quality of the work you will be able to produce when you graduate is really outstanding. At master's degree level, this is also a very popular master's degree. It's interactive digital media. And one of the interesting things about this for the people on the call today is that if you have an honors bachelor degree from Vietnam, a 4-year bachelor degree, and of course you meet the English language requirement, you can do this MSc in interactive digital media. And in 1 year, even if you're coming from business or you're coming from something completely unrelated to design, you will learn about web design, animation, games design. You will learn about UX, you know, the user experience. And as the world is already there. We're doing a Zoom call today. Everything is done, you know, digitally and interactively. And no matter what field you're coming from, whether it's education or finance or selling cars, you know, you want to be able to interact with your customers digitally, and for them to be able to follow through on that action and, you know, result in them doing whatever it is you want them to do. Computing science, well, come here, if you're coming to Ireland to do computing science, you've probably made a good choice. Our computing science is very, very traditional in terms of it is hardcore into coding, into understanding hardware, into understanding networking, into understanding cybersecurity. And we're all asking the question, well, what happens when AI comes in? Well, we're not 100% sure, but somebody's got to check the AI. So it's still very important, maybe more important than ever, that the people studying computing science really understand the nuts and bolts and fundamentals, because maybe your job in the future will be to check machines, right? It'll be to give the machines the directions, and it'll be able to spot what they're doing right and maybe what they're not doing right or what they're doing wrong. So for now, we will be learning what to do with AI as these years progress. But I think, you know, the people who are going to be checking the AI will probably need to be even more expert than, you know, the current batch of computer scientists are. So there's a future in computing science. We're not sure what it is, but knowing exactly how things work, we think for now is probably not a bad thing at all. Psychology, oh my goodness me. This is our second year of psychology, folks, and we're full. We've been full for months. So for reasons I do not fully understand, but I was aware of before we started, psychology is the most in-demand bachelor degree in the world. So I guess people are finding it very interesting. And of course, you can apply it to many, many industries. What we can tell you about our psychology program is that it's PSI accredited. So that's very important. That's the Psychological Society of Ireland, if not the Psychology Society of Ireland. And basically what this means is when you complete this program, if you ever want to go into, you know, being a therapist or a psychoanalyst, then it's very important that your bachelor degree is accredited if you want to be given access to a master's in that field. And again, you can see here it's 3 years in duration. And as I say, very, very popular. So if you are interested in psychology, get your application in early. And hey, yeah, it's not too soon to start applying for September 2026. For master's degree students now, we in our Faculty of Science, basically we just have master's degrees, and these are very industry focused. It's trying to take people with maybe lab science backgrounds and give them the skills to work in industry. So yeah, there's a need in industry for these skills. So people who understand the business and the technology around pharmaceutical production, about quality systems, of course. And yeah, you could apply the same to medical devices. So in Ireland, we're the world's second largest exporters of pharmaceuticals and medical devices. And while we are waiting to see what Donald Trump will ultimately do, there's billions and billions and billions of dollars invested in Ireland in these industries. So the prospects are good. So if you're into science and you want to learn how to apply your lab science skills or your applied science skills to industry, then these programs could be for you. Okay, so on our Limerick campus, we are partnering with ICAS. ICAS are specialists in psychology and work behavior, behavior-related science, and there's a range of programs there. We have a foundation program, which we run in Cork. And I suppose, finally, I would just like to say, if you're coming to Ireland, first of all, PHC have such a network of students already in Ireland. We get very few requests for accommodation assistance, but we do provide accommodation assistance. We can help finding host families, but also on on our Dublin campus, we have Griffith halls of residence and there is student accommodation available. So I don't know what you think, Hwang. Is that enough? Do you want me to go into anything else, or maybe you have some questions from the people at home?
I think it's good to have an overview, and then later, if anyone have questions, they can put, and we can have more dialogue conversation later then.
Okay, that's great.
After
Just to
you.
let you know, fees are all online, but we do have scholarships and bursaries. So generally, if you're applying for a bachelor degree, the better your English language score, the lower your tuition fees will be. If you're applying for a master's degree, well, then the higher your GPA is, then the lower your tuition fee will be. So anybody who's applying to Griffith College, PHC know all about our fees, scholarships and bursaries. And yes, they are available and you don't need to do anything extra to apply. We use the documents that you submit and we assign the scholarships to you for that program. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Michael, for sharing all about the school and the scholarship. I think later, if anyone have question, we can come back to you, and yeah, we can have more time.
Lovely.
Dạ, xin cảm ơn anh Michael vừa mới có một cái bài giới thiệu chung về các cái khóa học cũng như là về trường Griffith College, và anh cũng có giới thiệu là có những cái chương trình học bổng, đúng không ạ? Mình cũng đã vừa mới biết là anh cũng nói qua cho rất là nhiều cấp học khác nhau. Và nếu mà các anh chị các bạn trong Zoom mình có câu hỏi thì mình có thể đặt vào cái mục chat á. Cảm ơn thấy là cũng có đã câu hỏi rồi á. Nhưng bên cạnh đó nữa, nếu mà chúng ta vẫn có những cái câu hỏi về những cái ngành học hoặc là học bổng hoặc bất cứ câu hỏi gì thì mình có thể đặt và đợi đến cái phần chia sẻ cuối Q&A đến cuối cùng ạ. Và ngay sau đây thì trước khi đến với cái phần chia sẻ của trường Shannon Shannon College thì Mương xin mời cả nhà, tất cả chúng ta, anh chị các bạn, chúng ta sẽ cùng nhau xem một cái đoạn video ạ. Vâng, bây giờ thì Cũng Hương xin được phép mời cô Sarah và Dr. Son từ trường Shannon College sẽ chia sẻ với cả tất cả chúng ta. Please welcome Sarah and Dr. Son. Over to you.
Thank you very much. And thank you for sharing that video. I haven't seen that one in a while. So hello everyone and good evening. Thank you so much for joining today's session. My name is Sarah O'Mahony and I'm the marketing manager for Shannon College of Hotel Management. And I'm thrilled to be joined today by my colleague, Dr. Sean T. Ruan. And today we're going to talk you through, I think, a little bit about hospitality and tourism here in Ireland. And then I'm going to talk to you a little bit more then about the college that we have here in Shannon. So we're going to start with a short webinar, maybe a little bit of a lecture from Sean Ruan. He's going to go through some information about things, I suppose, about pathways to global hospitality and tourism careers here in Ireland, some of the trends that are here in Ireland, and I suppose some of the fantastic opportunities that are here in Ireland for people that are interested in this area of studies. So I will hand over to Dr. Ruan, and he will take over.
Thank you, Sarah. Good evening, everybody. And first of all, I want to thank PHC EduLinks for the opportunity to talk to you all today. I know it's 6 hours ahead of Ireland, so it's late in the evening for you over there. So hopefully you'll be interested in what we have to say. In terms of my discussion today, it will be talking about hospitality and career paths into hospitality in Ireland, but I can certainly make it relevant to people in Vietnam because you have a fantastic history of welcoming guests to your wonderful country, similar to Ireland. So I suppose to start us off, maybe as a look at an industry overview to contextualize what we're talking about today. And a lot of the statistics I'll talk about today are translatable to Vietnam and in a global sense to the wider tourism industry worldwide. So the hospitality and tourism sector in Ireland is our largest indigenous industry, employing approximately 254,000 people, or 1 in 10 people employed in Ireland are employed in travel and tourism or hospitality. As mentioned by Michael earlier in Griffith, we have a fantastic reputation in pharma, and our lower corporate tax rates, which were referenced by one of your alumni from Griffith, attract a lot of foreign direct investment into the country. But second or third in line to foreign direct investment, travel and tourism is a significant employer in Ireland. And what's particularly interesting about travel and tourism as an employer, it reaches outside of the major urban areas of the country. So it's not just in the major cities of Ireland, but more into the rural parts of Ireland that it really percolates down and provides good quality, flexible employment for people in Ireland. In 2023, international visitors spent 5.3 billion in Ireland, excluding airfare. So outside of what they paid to get here, once they arrived, they had a significant economic contribution to the Irish economy. And, you know, as travel and tourism as an industry, I suppose if COVID taught us anything during that time period, it really made us appreciate the ability to travel. We value it. We like spending time with people. We like getting to see new destinations. And when the world of COVID thankfully moved on, the travel industry bounced back from that glitch a lot quicker than a lot of the analysts had anticipated. So as an industry, it's expected to grow in value by 5% in real terms in 2024. And even for 2025, it's still showing growth. So that's a good statistic. So if we go to the next slide, Sarah. So in terms of tourism, it isn't just about sun loungers and hotel check-ins. It can mean anything from managing festivals and running a luxury resort through to working in global tourism brands. And this is another good statistic about travel and tourism as a career, is that flexibility and the fact that no 2 days are ever the same. In fact, no 2 hours in the day are ever the same. So it covers a whole range of potential employment opportunities, from hotels to catering, travel, event management and customer service. And the degrees that Sarah will talk to you about later that are offered here in Shannon very much position you in a good place to work in any of those disparate areas of our travel and tourism industry. So employment, we have 100% graduate employment. So any of our graduates that come to Ireland to study with us are always in employment on graduation, in very secure employment, and have that ability to travel. So that's another unique characteristic of a career, into travel and tourism is that you can travel the world with it. It really does open up the world in terms of employment opportunities. So if we go to the next slide, we'll look more at visitor attractions then. And, the statistics there in terms of Ireland, a lot of our visitor attractions are not weather dependent. So it was mentioned there by one of your graduates for Griffith, that the only sort of complaint that they had about Ireland was the weather. So we always say we don't come to Ireland for the weather, but we come to Ireland for experiences. And a lot of the attractions that you see there in that slide are very much outdoor based, even though they're not weather dependent, and it's about bringing people together. So if COVID has taught us a second lesson, I suppose, it's the value that we as human beings are putting on sharing experiences with others, be it friends, family, or even meeting new friends and making new friends as we travel around the world. And all the visitor attractions around the world are very much about bringing people together. It's about allowing people to create memories with family and with friends that will be something they will carry forward with them into the future. So then in terms of employment, to focus, if we go to the next slide there, Sarah, please, to look at this whole idea of employment, COVID, I suppose, a negative of COVID was it shone a light on what we thought was the vulnerability of our industry, because as a virus, it meant that we had to stay away from each other. We couldn't bring people together in areas such as hotels. Thankfully, vaccines and the pharma industry very much got us back to normal practice. And once we got back to normal practice, there was nearly an avalanche of demand for people to come back and to travel, to spend time, to make experiences, to see new places, and to experience new cultures. So recruitment and retention have become less difficult for a third year in a row. People are really valuing a career in hospitality and tourism for all that it offers in terms of flexibility, work-life balance, an ability to travel. There are no borders in travel and tourism. So regardless of whether you're Vietnamese or Irish, with a degree from Shannon College of Hotel Management, it opens up the world to you in terms of employment opportunities. And to contextualize this in a Vietnamese context, before I came on the call today, I just had a quick look at some stats. And 5.96 million people in your country are employed in travel and tourism, which works out at 1 in 9 people in Vietnam are working in travel and tourism. So you're actually on par with global trends, where the UNWTO would say that 1 in 10 people employed globally are employed in the travel and tourism industry. So it is a very secure form of employment, and it's also an industry that's very valued in your own country in Vietnam. So to get a career in our industry, well, what kind of skills do people who employ graduates from Shannon look for? And if we go to the next slide there, Sarah, we'll talk about that. So the essential skills for a career in hospitality, and it's not unusual or surprising to see them listed there, first and foremost is communication. So an ability to talk to people, have that confidence to talk to people, all the better if you can do it through a variety of different languages. So Michael from Griffith mentioned there that your English proficiency is something they look at in Griffith. So the language of choice for study in Shannon is English, but then for your final year placement, you could end up anywhere in the world in terms of that final placement. So if you have an ability to speak in a second language to your mother tongue, that would always be an advantage for our industry, because they want people, when we travel, we like to be able to communicate through our own language. Flexibility. What attracts people to the travel and tourism industry is that whole idea of flexibility. People who work in travel and tourism are not motivated and not attracted to careers where they're stuck at a desk working in an office from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So they like the flexibility that the industry offers them in terms of the dynamic work environment. No 2 days are ever the same. You constantly meet new people, both in terms of colleagues that you work with and also in terms of the guests or the visitors that you encounter. Customer service. Our industry is a service-based industry. We're not selling a tangible product in any great measure. It's an experience we're selling. So the ability to curate experiences, to be able to package together experiences at all levels, from entry level right up to luxury, is something that's highly sought after by companies that we deal with. And understanding the service delivery and how that works out in terms of giving good quality and consistent service to customers is very important. Another skill that all our graduates leave Shannon College with is the ability to problem solve. And in a dynamic world of travel and tourism, being able to think on your feet, being able to react to market demands, being able to react to what the customer is looking for in real time is a highly sought after skill, and that is something that our programs offer. And then the last one there, teamwork. We are a team-based industry. You cannot run a hotel by one person. You cannot run a major event with just one person. So it takes several people working together in harmony with each other to bring a service experience to the customer and deliver it to a very high standard. And that is another attractor of our industry, is that we attract people that like working as part of a team. They don't like working in isolation. So maybe if you're in finance, you might spend a lot of time working on your own, looking at spreadsheets. Obviously, I'm not that kind of an individual myself. I've always worked in an industry that required me to work with other people and to meet other people. So that's what attracted me into the industry. So being able to work as part of a team is a highly sought after skill by most employers around the world as well. So you might ask yourself today, is the tourism a career for me? So do something that you love. Michael referenced that earlier. You know, if you can figure out now, be it that you're looking at undergrad study, or you've done an undergrad degree and you're looking at moving to the next level in your career and you want to do a master's, well, the first thing to do is figure out, well, what is it you like doing? There's a saying, if you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life. And so for people that pick a career in hospitality and travel, and that are wired into that kind of a dynamic, ever-changing, focusing on people kind of career, well, then they really find what they love. So an interest in, as the quote says there, I love seeing people happy when they are on vacation. I'm in love with my sector. That's from a female. Flexible working hours, flexible shifts, but suit family life. Avoiding childcare is another attractor. So like I said, that flexibility between doing early shifts, shifts in the middle of the day, shifts in late in the evening, that can work very well with childcare responsibilities. Career progression, the world is your oyster. There is no limit to where you can end up in your career, in a career in travel and tourism. It's really down to what you get out of it yourself and what you put into it. And I saw that being referenced in some comments made by your two alumnus from Griffith earlier through their video clips. In our career, very much what you put into it is what you will get out of it. So the more dynamic you are, the more skilled you are, the more personable you are in terms of a career in travel and tourism, well, then you will escalate up the ladder very, very quickly. Flexibility is, like I said, we've mentioned that already. And then this idea that no 2 days are ever the same. So if you don't want that constant monotony, as I would see it, and this is not a criticism of people who work in offices, but that constant day-to-day of being in an office and knowing nearly exactly what you're going to be doing a week from now or a month from now, if that's not a career that attracts you and you like that dynamic, ever-changing environment, well, then travel and tourism is a good career choice in terms of where you could possibly end up. So then in terms of undergraduate placement in Shannon College, Michael referenced there, you know, their programs are 3 years long, and that might look very attractive in terms of getting in and getting out within a 3-year period. Our programs are slightly longer, and there's a very good reason for that, because we have a huge element of our programs, and Shara will probably go into this in more detail, that are based on work placement. So any employer looking to recruit a graduate, be they an undergraduate or a master's graduate, will be attracted to colleges that deliver graduates with real world skills that can hit the ground running and be of benefit to the company immediately. So I like to use with my own students here a financial analogy. You cannot become an asset to the business until such time as you have the skills necessary to produce what that company wants. You're really a liability when you're taken on by a company if you don't have the practical real world skills coming into that job from your undergraduate or master's qualifications. So our students are highly sought after by the world of travel and tourism because they have those real world skills. So in year 2 of our program, you spend a full 12 months working in hotels. So if you're a person on the call today who's looking at a potential undergrad, that first step onto your career ladder, you will, if you come to Shannon and study with us, you will have in year 2 a full 12-month placement in a hotel, studying all the operational areas of the hotel. Now, why do we insist on that? For that very reason I just mentioned. When you go out of Shannon as a graduate and you might end up managing the food and beverage department of a hotel, you're doing it from a point of knowledge where you've actually walked in the shoes of the staff that you are now mentoring and leading, and you understand the intricacies of running a food and beverage department because you've been there yourself. and therefore you're making better informed management decisions in terms of how you manage that department. And you can only do that in any career. It doesn't matter what career you choose when you have that real world experience. And then in the final year of our studies, you do a 9-month manager in training placement. And as I said, for those of you from Vietnam, the world's your oyster, really. There's no limitations on where you could end up for that final 9-month placement. Your level of English obviously is going to be important in terms of being able to communicate through English. But if you have that second language, it's also going to be an attractor. And again, you could end up managing food and beverage, or you could end up as a manager in the rooms division department, which is front office. For those of you that might at that stage decide, okay, I understand hotels, I like the world of hotels, but I also like finance, or I like human resource management, or I'd like to pivot maybe into sales and marketing. Those options are open to you at that stage too, because you have that baseline understanding of how the hotel functions. So that's going to be important also. In terms of postgraduate internships then from Shannon College, we move to the next slide. 3-month placement at our master's levels in hospitality roles. It could be food and beverage, front office, culinary, finance. Again, it's a core element of our programs here in Shannon that we're giving that real world experience, which allows our graduates to have the necessary skills to be of a benefit to an employer. So the employment market is buoyant in Ireland. We're virtually at 0 unemployment. So there are lots of employment opportunities. But what really sets our graduates head and shoulders above other graduates coming out of other programs is the fact that they've had such a significant portion of their studies with us that are in real world employment environments where they get those real skills that are going to make them able to hit the ground running when they finish their studies with us and become an asset to the business. So they're not a liability. The very first day they're on duty in any type of an environment, be it a hotel or in a major company bringing major events into Ireland, or even in a global context, that makes them real world skills. And back to the video that was shown of Shannon there at the start of our program, you would have seen there was a young black gentleman, a student being profiled, and that's Isaac. Another advantage of our college is we're small. So as a lecturer here in Shannon, we get to know all our students very, very well. Ireland is a very secure country and a safe country on which to send students overseas to study. So if we have parents online this evening, that's something you can take as an attractor to Ireland in general, that we're a very safe country. And because we get to know our students very, very well, we are invested in making sure that they're successful. So we talk about the Shannon family, and the Shannon family is made up of our graduates, our staff, and the industry partners that we use. And that Shannon family, as all families do, look out for each other. So Isaac ended up doing his final year placement in San Diego on the west coast of the United States, had a fantastic experience over there working in hotels, and has been really launched onto his career in hospitality. So I'm now going to pass you over to Sarah, who's going to talk through a little bit more about the college.
Thank you so much, Sean, and thank you for that overview. And I think that most of you can see now the potential that is there for, I suppose, careers in this area in Ireland, but also around the world. And I think that's something that is really important to remember, that while you might come to study in Ireland, that this doesn't limit your career opportunities to Ireland. This is a degree or a master's that can allow you to travel the world. So I suppose just to give you a couple of just a little bit of information about Ireland as well. And I think the most important thing here is to say that Ireland is known as the land of 100,000 welcomes. So in our national language, or in our native language, that is Céad Míle Fáilte, so 100,000 welcomes. And for me, I think that that really says a lot about why you should come and study hospitality here in Ireland. Hospitality and welcome is definitely a part of the Irish culture, the Irish heritage, our history. We love welcoming people from all over the world here to Ireland. And I think that it makes it a really great place to come and study hospitality, tourism, because of that. We're also the only English-speaking country in the Eurozone. So again, a really good attractor for those who are coming to study through English, that also outside of the classroom, that you will be speaking English and that it's not an additional language that you have to be dealing with learning and I suppose being surrounded by. So it means that you are going to be working and socializing and learning through English. We're also one of the friendliest and safest countries in the world, so on the Global Peace Index, something very important. And Ireland is really globally connected, and as Dr. Sean mentioned, we've a lot of foreign direct investment in the country, a lot of multinational companies that are set up here. And again, the big part of that and why that's important to those in the tourism and hospitality industry is that all of those people who come to work and live here or come to, you know, attend a conference or a business meeting here, they all need somewhere to stay, they need somewhere to socialize, they need somewhere to host their conferences, and all of these feed into that industry that Sean was speaking about. Our country really is invested in research as well. So that's an area again of big interest to Sean. He's our associate head of research here in the college. We're culturally diverse. And I think that another big attraction to Ireland is that there is a great opportunity for work while you study. So Sean will have mentioned the fantastic placement opportunities that are built into our degree and master's programs. But our students can also work part-time while they study. So that's really important. And because our students here in Shannon are learning some fantastic skills in terms of you know, that hospitality sector, they're really highly sought after and they can make a lot of money while they actually study. And of course, then you have the stay back option, which is available to international students who come to study in Ireland. So our undergraduate students can stay back for an additional 1 year, and then our postgraduate students can stay back for an additional 2 years. So really, really good opportunities. And you can see there that our the minimum wages in Ireland are also very competitive. So it is really a great opportunity to earn while you study and maybe start to pay back some of that, the cost that you incur from coming to study abroad. So at Shannon College of Hotel Management, Shannon College is a college of the University of Galway. So we are one of the schools that sits within the university. And in our school, we specialize in business and hospitality programs. So you can see here the full list of programs that we offer at Shannon College. We do have an International Foundation Business Program. So this is a pathway program for any student who would like to come to Ireland to study a degree, and they don't meet the minimum entry requirement from a language perspective or maybe from an academic perspective. And they need an additional program to allow them to go on to that degree that they're interested in. And our degree or our foundation program makes you eligible for business studies programs in University of Galway, the programs here at Shannon College, also programs in the College of Arts as well. So lots of different options available after these this foundation program. As mentioned, we have 2 degree programs in Shannon College. We have the Bachelor of Business Studies in International Hotel Management, and we have a Bachelor of Commerce in International Hotel Management. So both are level 8 business degrees. So full business degrees that students are studying. So all of those core areas that you would study in a general business degree, like your accounting, your finance, marketing, HR, all of those areas you will cover on these degree programs. On top of that, you're also going to learn a lot of hands-on practical skills. So you'll learn things like culinary arts, you'll learn restaurant service, you'll learn front office, you'll learn accommodation services. So all of those hands-on practical areas that are involved in running a hotel. So in first year, students are going to study 5 practical areas that I've mentioned. They're going to study business subjects, and they will continue to develop their English as well in first year. Year 2 of our program is a full 12-month work placement. So students then at that stage get the opportunity to go out and work in a hotel here in Ireland, fully organised and managed by the college. So students are going out to work in fantastic 5-star hotels here in Ireland. And while our students are on placement, they are always paid. So this is a paid professional placement. So you're going out, you're getting real world experience, you're also earning a salary. So it's a really, really good opportunity for those students to develop the skills that they've learned in first year. Third year, you're back in Shannon, and you're going to continue to develop your management skills, your business skills, your food and beverage and your rooms division skills, but all at a more senior perspective at this stage. When our students go into the fourth year, this is when the two programs split. So our Bachelor of Business Studies students will continue to do a broad business program covering all areas of business and hospitality. And our Bachelor of Commerce students at this stage have the opportunity to pick one business discipline to specialize in. So they might specialize in marketing, HR, digital business, any of those areas to have as their specialization. At the end of year 4, then, all of our students will go on their final work placement. And this is essentially your first job. So this can be anywhere you like in the world. So fantastic opportunities all over the world. And we work with some of the best hotel companies from all over the world. I saw some were mentioned there, the likes of Hilton, Marriott, Jumeirah, Intercontinental, Fairmont, Mandarin Oriental, all of these big hotel brands, they all come to recruit our students every year. So this means that our 2-degree programs have maintained a 100% employment record since 1951 when the college opened. So a really, really good record for the college to hold. We also then have 3 master's programs available here in Shannon. So we have an MSc in Business and Hospitality, an MSc in Global Hospitality and Intercultural Communication, and then we have an MSc in Hospitality, Performance, Revenue and Asset Management. So 3 one-year master's programs broken down into 3 semesters. And in semester 1 and 2, you'll cover core modules. In semester 3, you have an option of either doing a 3-month paid internship, a research thesis, or if you're doing the MSc in Business and Hospitality, there's a third option, and that is to do a business consultancy project and summer school. So this is the full range of programs available within our school. So just moving on, I suppose there's a lot of reasons why people come to study in Shannon. You'll see a good few of them here, but I suppose our college has been around since 1951. So we have a long history of I suppose, expertise in the hospitality and business sector. And I suppose our alumni, that is another big asset that we have. Our alumni network are a fantastic asset to the college, and they tend to recruit our students all over the world. So they're an amazing network that every individual will have at the end of their studies in Shannon. So very briefly then, just to go through the requirements for our programs. So you'll see here, if you are coming to study our foundation program, there is a requirement of a 5.0 in IELTS for your English. And if you want to come directly onto the degree program, you'd need a 6.0 for your IELTS. If you do want to make an application for our programs, it's free to apply. And the guys in PHC will be able to help you with that application process. So you put in your application. We then will be in contact to set up an interview with you, which will take place by Zoom. And then straight away, we will get that interview process started. And then we'll be able to give you your offer for the program you've applied for. You can also see the costs of the programs here. When you look at our degree program, it's also important to remember that the fee structure for Shannon it's broken down across the 4 years. In year 2, you're going to be earning a full salary, and the majority of our students are also working part-time while they study. So there's actually the opportunity to earn more money than you pay while you actually are a student on our degree programs in Shannon, which is a very nice selling point, I think. For postgraduate applications, the applications go through the University of Galway's online portal, which again, PHC will be able to help you with. And the IELTS requirement for our postgraduate programs is a 6.5. We will have scholarships. They are going to be announced very, very soon. I think hopefully in the next week or 2, we will have scholarships listed for you. And again, we will be sure to let all the guys in PHC know as soon as they're announced. And then we'll be able to offer those to our students who apply as well. I suppose the other thing just to mention is that there is a fantastic social side to life here in Shannon as well. There's amazing clubs and societies that you can get involved in here in Shannon. Shannon College, students that join, faculty, alumni, we're known as the Shannon family. And I think that that's something that's really important to think of us as. So we're a small college. So if you do come to study with us, and my time is up, like the Oscars. So if you do come to study with us, you can be sure that you will be very looked after, very well looked after, and you'll have a really nice experience from a personal side as well, that it's not all about the books. And here's a list of just some of the companies that we're working with at the moment. I know that was a question that did come in. So thank you so much for your time. Sorry, what did I go over? 30 seconds over, so not too bad. I'll blame Sean. I think he spoke for too long. And just also I wanted to mention that Sean will also be joining me at the PHC fair in Ho Chi Minh in September. So, both of us will be there on the stands. So we'll hopefully have a good opportunity to meet you all then in person. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah, for sharing very interesting information, and thank you, Dr. Sloan, as well.
My pleasure.
Yeah, we will have a mini game now before we have the Q&A. Okay, so just for your information. Vâng, cảm ơn cô Sarah và Dr. Sean đã vừa mới chia sẻ với tất cả chúng ta về trường Shannon College, đúng không ạ? Và một cái ngành học rất là hay. Và ban nãy nếu mà các anh chị và các bạn có nghe ấy, thì cô cũng có nói một cái ý, đấy là sinh viên của trường Shannon thì đã có lương từ năm thứ 2 là đã có thực tập và có lương rồi. Và vì vậy cho nên là mặc dù học phí 4 năm là 50.000 hay gì đó, thì nhưng mà cái việc là có lương ấy thì thậm chí là còn cover và còn kiếm được nhiều tiền hơn cả việc đi học. Thì đây cũng là một cái điểm rất là thú vị để mà nếu mà ai đó quan tâm đến cái ngành dịch vụ du lịch khách sạn á, mình có thể tìm hiểu thêm. Và đây cũng là một cái trường rất là nổi tiếng ở Ireland và ở châu Âu về ngành này, nếu mà mình có một cái mong muốn theo đuổi ngành này ha cả nhà. Vâng. Thì ngay bây giờ đây thì chúng ta sẽ đến với một cái phần tiếp theo. Trước khi mà đến cái phần Q&A ạ, thì chúng ta sẽ đến phần tiếp theo. Thì cảm ơn, xin phép chia sẻ một xíu ha. Thì mình có một cái phần rất là thú vị mà từ đầu chương trình thì đã được giới thiệu đến với tất cả các bạn á. Đó là mình sẽ có một cái game, và cái game này nó là trên chúng ta sẽ chơi trên Kahoot. Và cái giải thưởng đó là mình sẽ có 3 giải thưởng. Giải nhất thì là một cái voucher 200.000 của Got It, và giải nhì, giải ba là voucher đồng giá 500.000. Thì cái voucher này các bạn có thể dùng ở trên rất là nhiều những cái nền tảng khác nhau. Có thể mua cà phê, có thể dùng Shopee mua sắm, hoặc là đi Grab, hoặc là rất là nhiều những cái nền tảng khác nhau. Thì chúc các bạn sẽ có nhiều may mắn. Và ngay bây giờ thì Vương xin phép mình sẽ chia sẻ cái phần về Kahoot. Và mọi người tốt nhất là nên có 2 màn hình ha. Nếu mình dùng bằng máy tính ấy, thì mình dùng chơi bằng điện thoại á, nó sẽ nhanh hơn, bấm nó sẽ nhanh hơn á. Thế còn cái này là tùy các bạn ha. Bây giờ mình sẽ cùng mở cái phần này ra. Mọi người sẵn sàng? Đây là một phần rất là hồi hộp và hào hứng trong mỗi cái webinar lần này, và cũng hy vọng là chúng ta cũng có mấy cơ hội để biết thêm những thông tin thú vị của các trường. Rất nhiều thông tin thì có lẽ là đã được chia sẻ từ đầu đến giờ rồi, và các bạn chỉ cần phải theo dõi chắc chút và bấm nhanh chút ha. Đây là cái mã QR code ạ. Mọi người hãy quẹt cái mã này để cùng vào với cả game ha. Mình có thể mở camera ra. Vâng, vẫn còn cơ hội đấy, các bạn hãy tham gia thêm đi ạ. Cảm ơn thầy mới có 8 người đúng không ạ? 8 người đang tham dự. Xin phép 1 phút nữa, bây giờ 13 rồi ạ. Dạ vâng, rất là tuyệt vời. Mình cho thêm 1 phút nữa, còn ai chưa vào không ạ? Đây hôm nay là có cả đại diện các trường vào tham dự cùng. Mình bấm nhanh nha, bởi vì đại diện các trường chắc chắn là sẽ có thể biết được câu trả lời đó, thì mình hãy bấm nhanh cả nhà. Vâng, thì chắc là bây giờ Cảm ơn xin phép bắt đầu luôn ha. Mình sẽ chốt ở 13 người chơi ở đây và mình sẽ bắt đầu câu hỏi đầu tiên ạ. Let's start. Mình có 12 câu. 12 câu hỏi. Và kết quả có thể sẽ thay đổi rất nhanh sau từng câu nên là mọi người hãy tập trung. Câu hỏi số 1 ạ. Trường Griffith có campus ở đâu? Vâng. Wow, 12 người trả lời đúng, một người câu trả lời sai ạ. Và ai là người nhanh nhất đây? Mình hãy cùng xem kết quả ha cả nhà. Wow, chúc mừng bạn đầu tiên đang đứng trên top là bạn Châu, rồi đến Linh, rồi tụi anh. Vâng, chúc mừng các bạn. Mình sẽ tiếp tục đến câu số 2 ạ. Câu hỏi số 2 là về trường Shannon College là... Thì nào, câu này dễ quá. Vâng, hầu như mọi người đều câu trả lời đúng đúng không ạ? Đây là một phần của trường Galway. Trường Shannon College thì thuộc University of Galway. Và chúng ta sẽ xem kết quả lần này ai ạ? Top 3 vẫn chưa có gì thay đổi. Chúc mừng các bạn. Mình tiếp tục ha. Câu hỏi số 3 ạ. Ngành nào không phải là ngành chính ở trường Shannon? Câu trả lời đúng là ngành xây dựng ạ, construction. Và kết quả có gì thay đổi không ạ? Lần này đã có sự thay đổi. Sarah đã lên thứ 2 ạ. Bạn Châu vẫn đang đứng thứ nhất và Mina thì đang đứng thứ 3. Chúc mừng các bạn, mình hãy cố gắng ha. Câu hỏi tiếp theo ạ. Bấm đúng và nhanh nha. Câu số 4. Khóa học đặc biệt nào về marketing trong ngành dịch vụ được trường Griffith College cung cấp? Thế nào? Vâng, có 9 người đã chọn câu trả lời đúng, đấy là Strategic Tourism Marketing. Và kết quả có gì thay đổi không? Đã có những cái tên mới vươn lên ạ. Rất là hay đúng không? Mình đã có những cái tên mới trong bảng vàng top 3 và top 5. Mình đi tiếp câu hỏi tiếp theo cả nhà. Đây mới câu số 5 thôi ạ. Vẫn còn rất nhiều cơ hội. Câu số 5, sinh viên của trường Shannon bắt đầu kỳ thực tập hưởng lương vào năm học thứ mấy? Mình nói rất nhiều rồi đúng không ạ? Vâng, xin chúc mừng 12 người có câu trả lời đúng, đó là năm thứ 2 ạ. Và bây giờ nó phụ thuộc vào ai là người bấm nhanh. Xem ra là có một người dẫn đầu vẫn giữ vững ở trên vị trí trên cùng đúng không ạ? Vẫn Châu. Còn hai ngôi sao sáng mới cũng vẫn đang giữ vị trí thứ 2 và thứ 3. Cơ hội cũng còn rất nhiều ha các bạn. Mình hãy đi tiếp ha. Câu hỏi số 6 ạ. Trường Shannon đảm bảo kỳ thực tập quốc tế tại bao nhiêu quốc gia? Bây giờ là có 6 người trả lời màu xanh và 7 người trả lời màu vàng. Tức là chỉ có 7 người có trả lời đúng thôi. Rất là hồi hộp, không biết là kết quả có gì đổi không? Wow, mình thấy có một cái nhà quán quân đang giữ vững vị trí từ đầu đến giờ. Và top 3 vẫn không thay đổi ạ. Đi tiếp ha cả nhà. Cơ hội các bạn bấm nhanh nhá. Câu tiếp theo ạ. Trường Griffith có mạng lưới đối tác gồm bao nhiêu nhà tuyển dụng? 200, 750, 1.500 hay 3.000? Biết những câu này thì đại diện các trường trả lời đúng không ạ? Câu trả lời là 1.500. Chúc mừng 9 bạn có câu trả lời đúng. Kết quả có gì thay đổi không ạ? Chúc mừng top 3 vẫn không có gì thay đổi. Các bạn ở top dưới cố gắng lên nha. Mình không thể viết được các câu sau thế nào đâu. Và vẫn còn 4 câu hỏi nữa. Câu số 8 ạ. Shannon là trường đại học duy nhất ở Ireland nơi sinh viên có cơ hội gì đặc biệt ạ? Cơ hội gì ạ? Sống ở villa, hay là mặc suit đến trường, hay là dùng iPad, hay là sống ở nước ngoài 1 năm? Rất nhiều người trả lời đúng. Và xin chúc mừng các bạn đã chọn là mặc suit đến trường. Kết quả có gì đổi không ạ? Top 3, xin chúc mừng, vẫn đang giữ vững. Và phải bấm thật nhanh ha các bạn. Nhưng mà các bạn ở phía dưới cũng đừng quên bấm nhanh nha, bởi vì chưa ai biết được câu sau nó sẽ có gì thay đổi. Mình đi tiếp ha. Câu số 9 ạ. Năm 2024, trường Griffith College tổ chức kỷ niệm điều gì ạ? Câu trả lời đúng là 50 năm of 50 years of academic excellence. Và kết quả ạ, xin chúc mừng top 3. Vẫn là như vậy, và có những gương mặt mới bắt đầu lên được top 5. Các bạn hãy cố gắng nha. Bấm thật nhanh nha. Câu số 10 ạ. Trường Griffith College đặc biệt nổi tiếng với việc kết hợp ngành dịch vụ khách sạn với lĩnh vực nào? Event, hay là management, naval study, marine biology, hay là
That is very cool. It's a Zoom. You get a QR code, they do a quiz, and you play on your phone.
Ok, 10 người trả lời đúng là event management. Vâng. Xin chúc mừng các bạn đã có câu trả lời đúng. Và bây giờ chúng ta sẽ xét kết quả. Top 5 vẫn không có gì thay đổi, top 3 không đổi. Lần này thì anh Michael đã lên top 5.
You could say Liam, not Michael Parlan. Where's Michael McIntyre?
Rồi, 2 câu hỏi cuối cùng ạ. 2 câu hỏi cuối cùng. Chúng ta hãy cố gắng ha. Câu số 11. Câu số 11 có bao nhiêu % sinh viên Shannon sẽ có việc làm sau khi tốt nghiệp? Mình hãy nhanh tay câu trả lời đúng. 2, 75%, 85%, 100% hay 92% ạ? Lần này chỉ có 7 người câu trả lời đúng thôi, và chúng ta sẽ xem thử cái kết quả ha. Top 5 có gì thay đổi không? Đã có một sự thay đổi. Mặc dù top 3 không đổi nhưng người đầu tiên đã lên trước, đúng không? Tức là các bạn vẫn trả lời đúng nhưng mà ai bấm nhanh hơn thôi, đúng không? Và ở phía dưới còn một cơ hội cuối cùng thôi cả nhà. Mình hãy cố gắng lên ạ. Còn một câu hỏi cuối cùng. Trường Griffith College có chương trình nào nổi bật nhất? Ngôi trường rất đẹp, đúng không? Mình nhìn campus của trường rất là đẹp. Performing Arts, hay là Creative Media, hay là Marine Science? Vâng, rất là chúc mừng 9 người đã có trả lời đúng. Và bây giờ chúng ta sẽ có kết quả cuối cùng ạ. Xin chúc mừng top 3. Người đứng thứ 3 là Trần Đức Nhật ạ. Người đứng thứ 2 là Ngô Bảo Châu và Nguyễn Bảo Châu, hay là biết bạn tên là Châu, đúng không? Và người đứng thứ nhất là bạn Nhân ạ, Lâm Tây Nhân. Xin chúc mừng các bạn. Và sau đó thì chúng ta cũng có những gương mặt ở trong top 5 và những vị trí còn lại. Chúc mừng các bạn đã có kết quả rất là tuyệt vời trong cái phần thi game rất là sôi nổi hào hứng vừa qua. Và xin nhờ 3 bạn là bạn Nhân, bạn Châu và bạn Nhật hãy nhắn tin riêng cho ban tổ chức host của webinar về cái số điện thoại của các bạn để nhận phần quà ha. Chúc mừng các bạn, và các bạn vẫn còn rất nhiều cơ hội, bởi vì chúng tôi vẫn còn rất là nhiều cái webinar phía trước, và mỗi webinar đều có những cái phần game và cơ hội dành cho tất cả mọi người. Xin cảm ơn các bạn đã tham dự cùng với cả chúng tôi ngày hôm nay ạ. Và bây giờ thì chúng ta sẽ sang một phần cũng rất là thú vị, đấy chính là phần hỏi đáp với các trường. Các bạn thấy phần game có hào hứng không ạ? Mình đã gọi là thay đổi không khí, đúng không? Và sau đây thì Gấm Hương xin phép được mời chị Hằng là giám đốc của PHC sẽ cùng với cả đại diện của 2 trường sẽ có cái chia sẻ cùng với các bạn về phần hỏi đáp. Có những câu hỏi là có thể các bạn đã được giải đáp rồi, và cũng có những câu hỏi thì chúng ta có thể nghe lại chị Hằng sẽ chia sẻ thêm từ cái góc độ tư vấn kinh nghiệm của chị. Vâng, em mời chị Hằng ạ.
Yeah. Michael, you have a lot of questions in the box
Oh,
chat.
oh, goody.
So,
I don't see the questions, so if you want to read them
in the
out.
box chat, in the box chat, can you
Yeah, I've opened
see?
up chat, but I don't see. I just see chats to
The,
everyone.
The first question is the student interested in interactive media design. She asks if she need the related degree and experience to be admitted to this program.
That's a very good question. Thank you very much. It's one of our master's degree programs that does not require a cognate degree. So actually coming from any 4-year bachelor degree in Vietnam, if they meet the right English requirements, then yeah, they can do MSc Interactive Digital Media. And don't be worried because all of the people are coming from backgrounds without experience in these fields. And the course is designed to teach people from the beginning. So there are a few electives involved. There are mandatory modules that everybody takes. And then each individual student has 2 electives that they can choose, so they can, specialize in an area that they like, maybe in animation, maybe in film production, maybe in web design. It depends on the interest, but very, 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 very high pass rate. So, I mean, basically almost everybody passes. So you don't need to be afraid if you're coming from something completely different. If you've got an interest and a passion and are creative, you can do very well in MSc Interactive Digital Media.
Her second question is about scholarship and does she need to submit the separate application for scholarship?
Well, we have regular scholarships that run all year round, and that's basically just based on GPA. So if you've got a good high GPA from your bachelor degree, then your tuition fees will be lower. And the maximum combined scholarship and bursary is around €4,000 from €16,000, so about 25%. But also at the beginning of the year, in the spring, from a short window between January and May, we also have a Griffith Global Excellence Scholarship. And this is for very high achieving students. So that was for students with IELTS 7, no part less than 6.5, and a CGPA in Vietnam of 8 out of 10. For those students, if they apply at the right time of year, they can get a 50% scholarship. But the other scholarships are running all the year round. And as I say, based on regular GPA.
Chị tóm tắt lại cái phần trả lời của anh Michael cho các câu hỏi của bạn Linh là thứ nhất là cái ngành Interactive Media Design thì cái ngành này thì không yêu cầu sinh viên phải có background liên quan tới chuyên ngành này, cũng như không yêu cầu phải có kinh nghiệm. Thực ra cái chương trình này của Griffith rất là hot, tức là bản thân chị làm với chương trình giống như anh Michael lúc nãy có chia sẻ, có nghĩa là chị làm với Griffith còn lâu hơn cái thời gian mà anh ấy vào công tác tại Griffith luôn. Tức là chị làm với Griffith, chị hay nói với mọi người là Griffith College là đối tác khởi đầu và chiến lược của PHC đó. Tức là Griffith là cái trường đến Việt Nam đầu tiên. Thế thì đấy, trong suốt các cái năm đấy chị làm thì chị thấy các cái chương trình, một số các cái chương trình giống như là anh Michael với cả trong cái phần Kahoot có chia sẻ, tức là Griffith rất mạnh về những cái ngành về creative, rất mạnh luôn. Và bản thân cái ngành này chị có tư vấn cho rất nhiều em là hiện nay, và bản thân trước đó là đã học cái chương trình tức là đã làm cho các cái đơn vị ví dụ như Accenture của Malaysia. Thế thì bản thân các bạn ấy là người chuyên kiểm duyệt nội dung và hình ảnh. Thế thì chị đã khuyên rất nhiều bạn học cái ngành này đi, bởi vì bản thân cái ngành này của Griffith ra lại nó nằm trong cái list, tức là cái công việc học cái này ra lại xin việc được và làm được, và các cái ngành liên quan nó lại nằm trong list cần của chính phủ. Thế nên là cái ngành này của Griffith rất là hay luôn. Và nếu bạn nào có đang tìm hiểu một số các cái ngành về UX designer thì ngày hôm qua hôm kia chị cũng có trả lời là nên so sánh với ngành này của Griffith. Đấy. Và đối với học bổng thì như anh Michael chia sẻ là hiện nay trường đang có những cái học bổng đầu vào, tức là từ 1.000 cho tới 4.000 euro, và trường có cái học bổng toàn cầu là khoảng tầm 50%. 50% thì là với yêu cầu các bạn phải có cái học lực là 8.0 và có cái IELTS 7.0 với các band là không dưới 6.5, và đặc biệt là phải nộp đơn vào đúng thời điểm. Tại vì cái chương trình này của Griffith sẽ công bố vào tháng 5 và các bạn phải chốt trước tháng 5, trước 31 tháng 5. Okay, the other question, what are the requirements and tuition fee for MSc in Pharmaceutical Business and Technology?
Oh, well, pharmaceutical business technology is a little bit more expensive than the other programs. It's 16,500 euros, and there's a bursary of up to 2,000 euros again based on GPA. So all the student has to do is apply, submit their documents, and we will evaluate the documents and make the scholarship offer based on what has been provided. So no extra statement of purpose or anything like that required. We will just go by the academic documents we receive, and for bachelor degree studies for the IELTS or Duolingo certs that we receive.
Cái chương trình này của Griffith thì cái học phí nó có cao hơn so với cái ngành khác, tức là học phí nó khoảng vào 17.500, thì cũng giống như các trường, các cái chuyên ngành khác thôi, tức là trường họ sẽ không có yêu cầu quá nhiều về các cái ví dụ như là thư giới thiệu hay gì, mà chủ yếu tập trung vào cái điểm học lực của sinh viên. Ngành này cũng là một trong những ngành hot, như năm vừa rồi là họ đóng khá sớm. Thế thì là nếu bạn nào mà đi theo cái hướng công nghệ dược thì consider cái ngành này của Griffith. Học phí so ra như thế là cũng dễ thở đấy. Sau khi trừ đi học bổng thì chị thấy cũng còn dễ thở, tức là từ khoảng 1.000 tới 4.000 thì cũng khoảng tầm hơn 13.000. Đấy. Okay. The other question from a student for, accounting at Griffith. Can you see her question in the chat box? Or I can read for you. I've seen some success stories of Vietnamese students studying accounting at Griffith and later joining Big Four firms. I'm wondering what the employment rate for graduate in this major, and what advantages does Griffith offer compared to other university for accounting students?
Good questions. Well, I suppose last year in Griffith College, 120 different nationalities were represented at our graduation. So students from over exactly 120 countries last year graduated. So Griffith is a very global environment. The world of finance is very, very global also. And actually coming from somewhere other than Ireland is often seen as an advantage. The names of the companies that were mentioned in the testimonial videos, they're known to everyone in the world. They're known in Vietnam. They're known everywhere in Asia, everywhere in South America, everywhere in Africa. So basically, these are global employers looking for global staff for the future. So being an international student graduating from accounting at Griffith College is not a disadvantage, it's an advantage. People come to Griffith College looking for that diversity because, as again, one of the graduates giving the testimonial, she mentioned, there's a special visa. It's a 1A visa. It lasts for 4 years, and it means you can continue to be trained while working, while earning a salary in Ireland before you become a fully chartered accountant. And then after that, these Big Four, top 6, or whatever, they all have their eye on their global workforce. And, what can they do with this now Western educated Vietnamese graduate who has excelled, who has been able to study at Griffith College, to graduate with excellent grades and proceed through their trainee program. They're looking, what am I going to do with that man or woman in 10 years down the line? So the fact that we're so global, so diverse in Griffith College is a huge advantage. Employers come to us looking for that diversity. The experiences you will have in the classroom surrounded by top students from all around the world. I had somebody on earlier in the day from the Philippines, actually they're maybe the sponsor here in Ireland, complaining that we asked for too many documents for the student to apply. But the upshot of that is that every single student in that class will be excellent and they will drive you along. There will be a network for you in the future. And as I say, employers come to Griffith College looking for that diversity.
Okay. So
Good luck, Hang.
Okay. I have very good understanding about this program, and actually I wrote a PR. I mean a caption about this about your program. After I having comment of my student who attended the Big Four interview and then work for Big Four. Ở cái phần này thì chị xin phép là chị add thêm nha, tức là cái phần của anh Michael anh giải thích như anh giải thích là môi trường tức là môi trường đào tạo của Griffith là môi trường toàn cầu. Như năm ngoái là cái số lượng sinh viên tốt nghiệp vào khoảng tầm 120 em là sinh viên đến từ các nước khác nhau. Thế thì dựa vào những cái phần anh ấy chia sẻ thì chị có chia sẻ thêm, bởi vì cái này hôm nay trong cái quá trình trao đổi thì chị mới nhớ ra một cái bài mà chị viết cách đây mấy năm ở trên một cái group du học về Ireland luôn. Khi đó chị nhận xét cái chương trình này của Griffith. Nếu mà các bạn nào tìm hiểu thì các bạn sẽ thấy được rằng là ở Ireland hiện nay á, khối ngành tức là cái chuyên ngành tài chính kế toán này nó nằm trong list cần của chính phủ. Do vậy là nó nằm trong cái list critical. Mà sinh viên học cái này ra thì là sinh viên sẽ được apply vào cái loại visa, nó gọi là visa STEM 1A. Nếu các bạn tìm hiểu về cái visa ở lại sau tốt nghiệp thì nếu như mà các bạn tốt nghiệp và ở lại để đi tìm việc thì nó gọi là STEM 1G đó. Tức là graduate. Còn nếu các bạn xin visa đi làm bình thường thì là STEM 1. Còn đối với chuyên ngành tài chính kế toán này thì nó gọi là accounting trainee, do vậy nó được cấp cái visa nó gọi là STEM 1A, và cái visa này có thời hạn là 4 năm. Thế thì các bạn sinh viên của chị tốt nghiệp tại Ireland đi làm cái lĩnh vực này, khi phỏng vấn thì các bạn có phản hồi là cái chương trình của Griffith hiện nay, cái chương trình này của Griffith đang được các công ty Big Four nó rất thích. Tức là sao? Tức là cái bản thân Griffith nó là gọi là Platinum Provider cho cái chương trình của ACCA và CPA. Tức là đối với thị trường lao động á, thì nó là cái Platinum Provider cái chương trình này. Thế thì bản thân các bạn sinh viên mà tốt nghiệp cái chuyên ngành tài chính kế toán này của Griffith có cái lợi thế gì? Thì hiện nay ở Big Four họ đang yêu cầu là GPA chỉ cần 2.1 thôi, tức là First Class Honor, và được miễn 9 môn trong cái chương trình của ACCA của cái chương trình, tức là học xong cái chương trình thạc sĩ đây thì được miễn. Thế thì sinh viên của chị, các bạn mà xem hai cái bạn phỏng vấn, thực ra chị chỉ quay có 2 bạn thôi, chứ còn các cái bạn mà tốt nghiệp chuyên ngành này mà hiện nay đang đi làm cho Big Four thì chỉ còn mấy bạn nữa cơ. Thì mấy bạn kia là làm cho EY. Đấy. Thế thì bản thân bạn Linh ấy, tức là hai cái bạn mà chị quay này, thời điểm đó lúc mà chị tư vấn cho các bạn ấy thì các bạn, một bạn Vương Phương Thanh, bạn Phương Thanh rất là giỏi, bạn được học bổng của Hungary 100%, nhưng lúc đấy chị tư vấn cho Phương Thanh là em cứ đi cái chương trình này của Griffith đi, và Phương Thanh được 50% học bổng toàn cầu của Griffith, và Phương Anh được nhận là ở lại làm, tức là được nhận vào làm việc cho Big Four, cho KPMG trước khi tốt nghiệp luôn, tức là 1 năm trước. Và Mỹ Linh cũng y chang, tức là được nhận từ năm này, xong năm sau mới đi làm. Thế thì chị mới bảo là nếu bạn nào mà quan tâm tới ngành này thì cứ consider cái ngành này của Griffith, mặc dù nhá về mặt ranking so với tất cả các trường khác, nhưng cái tức là có thể là không bằng về mặt với các đại học khác quốc gia. Tuy nhiên cái chương trình này của Griffith rất là tốt, rất là cạnh tranh so với các trường. Thế nên là cũng không ảnh hưởng gì đến cái việc mà các bạn ra trường xin đi làm đối với cái chương trình đào tạo đã học qua cái chương trình này của Griffith. Ok. Michael, she asked more question about, can you share about the tuition fee and what type of scholarship are available for international students at your school? Oh, you stated before. You mute, I think. Michael, you mute.
Of course I have. I've only been practicing for 5 years. The second time I've been caught today. So yeah, I mean, come here, guys, if you're applying and you want to know about the fees, please direct your questions to the staff at PHC. They'll be able to tell you everything.
Anh ấy nói đấy, tức là cái phần này thì là có thể anh ấy pass cho bên PHC, tức là bên chị thì rất là quen với các cái chương trình của Griffith. Tức là hiện nay cái chương trình học phí của Griffith thì đối với chương trình này chị nhớ không nhầm thì nó khoảng 16.000 euro, và hiện nay như lúc này anh có chia sẻ học phí thì đang tức là học bổng đang vào từ 1.000 cho tới 4.000, và nó có học bổng toàn cầu là 50%. thì các bạn tùy theo cái GPA của các bạn, tùy theo cái IELTS của các bạn, thì lúc đấy bọn chị sẽ advise là các bạn có cái cơ hội học bổng nào thì bọn chị sẽ hỗ trợ để nộp đơn cho các bạn đối với các chương trình học bổng đó. Tuy nhiên cái chương trình học bổng của Griffith thì họ lại cấp tự động, kể cả global. Đấy, họ cũng cấp tự động. Okay. Student or parent asked about what makes for Shannon, for Sarah, what makes Shannon graduates stand out to major hotel chains like Hilton, Marriott?
Okay, so I'm going to actually try and answer that one for you.
Mhm.
So Shannon is small. We're a small niche college. We specialize in hotel management. As Sarah referenced, and myself also, we have a very prestigious alumni around the world that are invested in recruiting Shannon students when they have vacancies in all the major brands in all the different parts of the world. What makes a Shannon graduate stand out is the fact they're able to hit the ground running as soon as they're taken on board by a hotel or by any employer for that matter. They have those work ready skills available to the employer to be an asset to the business. So they're problem solvers, they're flexible, they're good with people, both customers and working as part of a team. They are polished. So as referenced in the Kahoot quiz, Shannon students wear a suit, a business suit, when they're studying here in Shannon, and that is to prepare them for the world of work, where it's extremely important that you look good, that you look smart, as part of our industry. So from the day they arrive in Shannon as a Shannon student until they graduate, they are building all those skills that are putting them a head and shoulders above many other graduates that are coming out of other colleges around the world looking for jobs in the same industry as us in hospitality. But the key asset, of course, is our alumni. So we have a fantastic relationship with our alumni. As Shannon graduates, when they have vacancies, they will always give precedence to other Shannon graduates in terms of employment because they know what they're getting. They have that reliability and certainty that our graduates are going to deliver consistently at a very high standard.
I understand that you answer for the student or the parents' question already, but my question is, the placement. How many times do you organize the career fair for the student to meet up with the employer?
Well, it's actually more personal than that. It's not a career fair where we literally, let them loose in a hall with the employers. It's curated. So as the employers come to Shannon looking for vacancies, we will have done pre-screening on the graduates or on our students in terms of the skill sets that they have, how do they match in with the vacancies that are available. And it's a partnership between the industry partners and Shannon College to ensure that we match the graduate or the student with the best fit in terms of the employer. That's at year 2 level. For final year placement, for the 9-month placement, it is up to the skill set of the student themselves and their ability to perform well at an interview. A lot of the hotel partners will even do, not just do an interview, they might do a selection over a number of days where they'll put the students or the graduates through a variety of different scenarios and problems to see how do they cope with those kind of under pressure decision-making situations, and out of that then they pick the final graduates. They're not just coming to Shannon, and I suppose we could very easily get ourselves run away with ourselves thinking, well, the only game in town is Shannon College. All the world partnerships that we deal with are also going to our competitors. So they're going to hotel schools in Switzerland, they're going to hotel schools around the world, but they consistently come back year on year to Shannon because of that certainty that they're going to get good graduates. And we would say to all our students here year on year, the placements that our students get and the career opportunities that they go on to enjoy are only as good as the previous cohorts and how they have performed when they've gone out into the industry. So because year on year our students perform to a very high standard for those employers and for those industry partners, they're very happy to come back. The reality is we're a small school. We produce on average about 100 students a year in any given year, graduates. If we were able to produce 5 times that amount, they would still take that amount of students. There's a world shortage of employment and skills for our industry because the growth in industry for the big brands like Marriott in particular, which is the biggest hotel company now in the world, and particularly in Asia, where Vietnam is located, that's where most of the major hotels are moving to open up new hotels, new properties, and they need staff to manage them and run them. So there is still a shortage in terms of supplying the amount of graduates at a global level that the industry needs. So if you are good and if you have a good qualification and you're flexible and you have all those people skills that we talked about in the presentation, you will literally have no problem getting employment and going all the way to the top. The only limitation on where a graduate of Shannon can get to is the limitations they might put in front of them themselves. So if they're willing to work hard, they're flexible, and they are motivated to want to achieve the highest levels in the industry, they will absolutely do that.
Okay. Tức là các bạn hình dung được rằng là Shannon ấy là họ take care sinh viên từ khi bắt đầu sinh viên vào trường trong suốt cái quá trình học. Đâm ra có một cái điểm mà thầy nhấn mạnh đó là gì, là thầy tức là Shannon họ sẽ gọi là dựa theo cái khả năng của học sinh cũng như yêu cầu của từng trường đối với vị trí. Thế đâm ra để mà người ta gọi là cung cấp hoặc là người ta giới thiệu những cái ứng viên tương thích và phù hợp với cái yêu cầu của nhà tuyển dụng. I have another question is you in your answer to the student in the chat box you said that you know the employer go to Shannon every year to recruit students for the final 9 months work placement. However, to my knowledge, normally the labor contract is normally about 2 years.
Correct.
So can the student, sign the contract with the 2 year? Why the Shannon only require 9 month placement for graduate? So it means that after the student, meet the graduate requirement, I mean 9 months, he or she, still have the available contract with the employer to work
Absolutely.
forward.
Yes, absolutely. So obviously, if we were to make it a requirement that students had to work for 2 years in the industry before we give them their degree, they'd be studying for nearly 6 years. So for the academic requirement for our degree, they need to do a 9-month placement. But to your point, every single one of the students are actually given a contract for a minimum of 12 months, and in some cases could be up to 2 years if they're on a management and training program. So once they graduate, they have their degree from Shannon at that 9-month period, but they continue on in that role. And in fact, a lot of them get promoted. So they might have been taken on in a particular level for the company when they were students of Shannon. But by the time they've graduated 9 months later, in many cases, they've actually been promoted because they've already exhibited the skills and shine or standing out amongst other staff within the same hotel as somebody that is to be developed. So the hotel will absolutely promote them. So there is no issue with employment. Our 100% employment on graduation is not that every student stops working after the 9 months. They are absolutely in fantastic roles. They get promoted. The sky's the limit in terms of where they can go.
Tức là thực ra chị hỏi chi tiết thêm để có cái cơ hội giải thích thêm cho các bạn thôi, bởi vì là thực sự ra là bản thân bên chị làm với Shannon rất là lâu năm, và chị có khá là nhiều học sinh đã học trường này rồi, tốt nghiệp ra trường rồi, và có những bạn hiện nay vẫn đang làm ở tại Ireland, có những bạn thì tốt nghiệp và đi nước khác cùng với chồng đi nước khác. Thế thì cái điểm ở đây đó là gì? Tức là nếu các bạn hiểu được rằng là tức là để tốt nghiệp thì trường có yêu cầu là sau khi các bạn hoàn thành xong năm thứ 4 là các bạn đi thực hành ít nhất là 9 tháng để thỏa mãn, tức là đáp ứng đúng cái tiêu chí về mặt tốt nghiệp. Tuy nhiên ở Ireland hiện nay ký hợp đồng thông thường là ký hợp đồng 2 năm. Do vậy là nếu như các bạn mà mặc dù các bạn chỉ cần hoàn thành 9 tháng để các bạn tốt nghiệp thôi, nhưng mà sau khi các bạn tốt nghiệp xong các bạn vẫn đi làm bình thường, vẫn giữ vai trò vị trí đó, vẫn đi làm bình thường. Thế đâm ra là như thầy chia sẻ, tức là đối với các bạn mà học cái lĩnh vực này và học tại Shannon thì cái vấn đề là tốt nghiệp và xin việc làm thì nó không có vấn đề gì cả. Và cái này thì chị có kiểm chứng. The last question from me, for the graduate student, how can he or she can, take the placement, and how she find the part-time job?
So Sarah can jump in here as well if she wants to. In Ireland, we have full employment at the moment, which means that all our hotel partners in Ireland are actively looking for roles to be filled. So as a part of their visa, when they come to Ireland to study, they're allowed 20 hours a week to work 20 hours a week in hospitality. We have lots of hotels located around where Shannon College of Hotel Management is located. Many of them are actually run by Shannon graduates themselves. So we hold a careers fair or a work fair every September. So when the students start, all the local hotel partners come into the college and they literally have positions actively available that they're looking to fill on a part-time basis. And the students literally will go around and decide, okay, I'd like to work in this hotel or I'd like to work in that hotel. And there's absolutely no reason, as Sarah referenced in her part of the presentation, why a Vietnamese student who would come to study in Shannon couldn't work those 20 hours per week. They can do it all. And I know I have parents online on the call today. I'm a parent myself. I have 2 boys that have gone through further education to finish college. And as a parent, you want to ensure that the money you're spending on your children's education is going to result in a career where they're going to have successful employment opportunities and they're going to have a successful career going forward. And then they're going to be safe. You know, if they're sent overseas as a parent, it's a huge leap to send your child to the other side of the world for study and education. And obviously the worries and concerns as a parent are they going to be safe? Is the college going to take an interest in them? Will they be supported in their academic endeavors? And will they end up with a degree that's of value and is going to give them a career? And we tick all those boxes. We're small, we know all of our students, we take a very active role in their development. It's not just about delivering an education to them, we're developing them as individuals, as future professionals for our career, for our industry. And we actively encourage them to work. So sometimes parents think, oh, no, I don't want my child working. I want them focused on their studies. They can do both. And it's of benefit to them to get that work experience while they're studying, because then they have something to put on their resume when they're going for that final 9-month placement at the end of their studies. They have some work experience in Western branded hotels that will help them to get to the next level. So it is very much encouraged by Shannon that students work part-time while they're studying with us, to make money, to have some pocket money, but also to get the world experience of working inside in a hotel.
Okay, thank you. So, từ những cái thông tin thầy chia sẻ thì các bạn cũng biết được rằng là cứ túm lấy cái đội ngũ sắp xếp thực hành của trường. Nhà trường sẽ có, nhà trường đang và có cái đội ngũ cực kỳ gọi là nhiệt tình, tức là như thầy chia sẻ nhấn mạnh đó là từ khi các bạn vào trường đã được nhà trường quan tâm, đã được nhà trường tức là theo sát, và đặc biệt là với cái network của nhà trường với là những cái tập đoàn khách sạn, nhà hàng, và đặc biệt là có cái đội ngũ hỗ trợ việc làm đối với các bạn. Thế đâm ra là cái phần này thì các bạn yên tâm, như nhà trường có nói 100% sinh viên tốt nghiệp là có việc làm. Bản thân học sinh của chị Hằng cũng đã tốt nghiệp trường này, cũng ra trường và cũng đã đi làm ở Ireland rồi. Thế đâm ra là những cái phần này là chị thấy rằng là nếu như các bạn tìm hiểu về cái nhà hàng khách sạn đối với các nước khác, thì với cái mô hình của Shannon hiện nay, tức là theo cái mô hình chuẩn của Thụy Sĩ như thế này và cái chi phí bỏ ra như này, thì cá nhân chị đánh giá là cực kỳ rẻ, cực kỳ rẻ. Đâm ra là các bạn có thể cân nhắc. Dr. Shen, I
Yes.
have 2 students for postgraduate program, and 2 of them are love hospitality a lot. They are preparing departure for Shannon for September 2025. Can I connect them with you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And as Sarah
okay.
mentioned, I'm coming to Ho Chi Minh and I'm coming to Hanoi in September. Now, obviously, they'll be here at that stage. So any students or parents that are on the call now that would like to talk to me or to Sarah
Okay.
in person, we're
Okay,
there. And then
okay.
in the meantime, those students that are coming to Shannon, you can absolutely connect them with me. And I
can connect
tell
you
them
anyway,
they're going to
Sean,
get
if you
to
like.
Thanks.
they're going to get to meet
Okay,
me because I'm
thanks.
teaching them.
Yeah, he'll be
Thank you so
he'll be
much.
teaching them. They'll be running away from him.
Okay. Thank you. They will commence in September 2025. I
Yes.
mean,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay. So, okay. Bye, Michael. Thank you so much. I
Bye-bye,
know that
folks.
you're so tired
Bye-bye,
today.
Michael.
Yeah. Thank you.
Lovely meeting you. See you all later in the year.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye, Michael. Bye, everyone.
So, okay. So it's so happy to to have your presentation today, Dr. Shen. And I'm so happy to connect my student to you.
Sure.
He, you know, if you meet him, you can see that, you know, the love for hospitality come from his blood.
That's great. That's great.
So
And you know,
fantastic,
a
so
word
fantastic.
we use in relation to hospitality is having passion. And if he has that passion, he will have a fantastic career. He really and truly will.
Sure. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to have that student. So okay. So Sarah, can you contact that student? Or I will send you an email about him.
Yeah.
I can. I can send the two of them a message, no problem.
Okay,
and I can
sure.
connect them with Sean. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to meeting them.
Okay, so good. So các bạn nào còn câu hỏi nữa không nhỉ? Nếu mà không còn câu hỏi nào nữa thì là có thể nhắn cho bên PHC, xong rồi là PHC sẽ chuyển lại với các thầy cô. Yeah. Okay. Chắc,
Thank you.
Okay, we have no more question, I think.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you. And yeah, if more question, we can share with you later. If anyone
Yes, absolutely.
will have
Yeah.
question.
So-
Thì dạ. Hết vâng. Thì cái phần Q&A vừa rồi rất là hào hứng cũng đã đem đến rất là nhiều những cái thông tin về các cái chương trình của các trường học, cũng như là các cái, nếu mà ai mà vẫn còn, các bạn đây, nếu mà ai mà vẫn còn có câu hỏi á, thì mọi người có thể điền vào cái phiếu khảo sát, vừa là phiếu khảo sát vừa là phiếu đánh giá, để chúng tôi có thể tổ chức tốt hơn những cái chương trình sau, và đồng thời là có những cái câu hỏi mọi người có thể gửi thẳng đến cho PSC qua các cái kênh liên lạc của PSC hoặc qua cái form này. Đó. Và một lần nữa thì xin cảm ơn các bạn đã, tất cả các anh chị các bạn đã tham dự cái buổi webinar ngày hôm nay. Thì hiện nay là PHC đang có một cái series là 9 cái webinar với đại diện từ 16 trường. Thì chương trình vẫn đang tiếp tục diễn ra, và hy vọng mọi người sẽ dành thời gian để tiếp tục tham dự các cái webinar tiếp theo của chúng tôi. Mà cái gần nhất là sẽ vào ngày thứ Bảy tuần này ạ, với hai trường là trường TUS và trường C2 vào tối thứ Bảy. Và các chương trình thì đều sẽ được record lại, và cũng sẽ gửi lại cái slide cũng như là các cái recording này cho các bạn. Cuối cùng thì xin gửi lời cảm ơn đến tất cả các bạn đã dành thời gian tham dự. Và chúng tôi cũng có, ban nãy chị Hằng có nhắc đến một số cái cộng đồng á, thì PSC hiện nay cũng đang có một cái cộng đồng những cái thông tin về học tập và việc làm và định cư tại Ireland ở trên Facebook. Thì mời các bạn có thể tham dự vào cái cộng đồng này và có thể trao đổi thêm những cái thông tin hữu ích về cái lộ trình của mình. Và các phụ huynh cũng có thể đặt các câu hỏi ở đây ạ. So once again, thank you on the speaker, on this, yeah. And we will end our webinar here, and we will meet each other in September. Tháng 9, quên mất, tháng 9 thì chúng tôi PSC sẽ có một cái fair, một cái sự kiện là văn hóa giáo dục Ireland. Và tại sự kiện này thì sẽ có đại diện của hai trường cũng như là của tất cả các trường khác sẽ đến trực tiếp, cũng như là sẽ có sự tham dự của phía Đại sứ quán Ireland này, cơ quan Education in Ireland, và có rất là nhiều những cái hoạt động trải nghiệm thú vị về văn hóa giáo dục Ireland ở trong sự kiện. Thì xin mời các bạn sẽ đăng ký tham dự và theo dõi cái thông tin ở trên trang fanpage của Facebook của PSC. Cô Sarah và thầy Sean cũng sẽ đến tham dự đấy ạ. Mình có thể trao đổi trực tiếp. Thank you Sarah, thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye bye. Cảm
Bye
ơn
bye.
em Hồng Hương. Thank you. Bye bye nha.
Nice meeting you all. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you.